Hey everyone, this is a scenario review of Ultimate Frontier. It is not currently active in rotation, so I am using an older replay from patch 0.7.11.
This is the base commander. We expect the arrival of transport and attack squadrons. Strike aircraft will ensure support during the embarkation and evacuation on transport aircraft. Warship commanders, clear the most direct route for the aircraft in the specified sectors.
With that in mind, let's go over basics. What you do in this, you save the scientists located at the main island, and you need to keep the incoming aircraft at the designated location safe. And the Leningrad strat I use starts with first firing at the two DDs that spawn at the south here, which you can use to spot with, in this case, aircraft, but with no aircraft carriers at tier 7 anymore. Your only method as of the last known version is to use radar. And the best radar ships to use would probably be Belfast, among a couple others. Now you'll see I'm only taking pot shots at the destroyers now because I have a different main task in mind. If you've noticed, my routes tend to be objective focused. So here I'm heading for this
Aircraft carrier was spotted in the combat area. Destroy her.
plane arrival spot to sink the Dallas that arrives. And the replay does not show the torpedo indicator, but I am torping the Dallas as it comes into the border, and you will see here the Raptor is being spotted by our aircraft carrier, and we have sent a battleship to remotely sink it. This is obviously something that may not be possible in whatever new version that they come out with, assuming everything stays tier 7. Now if you do this right, as you can see, it's a very easy kill. And now I am moving on to the next plane spawn location, the Atlanta. Keep in mind that these spots can shift the bottom to here, the middle one here, and the top here. And there's no guarantee on which places they'll be at. The Atlanta up here is a little harder to consistently torpedo. I've been able to do it with some consistency. And if you are playing with a bunch of random solo queuing, this is something you will definitely want to do. In this case, my torpedoes missed, but it definitely happens. And I have definitely shown replays and tactics videos where it does work, if you want to review my YouTube video history for this operation. With the Atlanta taken care of, I'm heading back south to help deal with the group of ships here. And while I've been dealing with the Dallas and Atlanta, the cruisers that spawned with me need to take care of the Indianapolis. And with the Indianapolis sunk, the third spot is now secure, and that lets you achieve the primary and the secondary tasks of planes coming in. So after you finish with the Dallas and Atlanta, I come back to the repair circle and I get ready to go scout the west side. And I'm being careful here because the DD is likely nearby. But it has already been sunk. But when you're division, they may not be, so you need to be careful. Now you'll see that the Ranger is on his way to escape. If you happen to find a way to initiate it early in the new version, if you don't kill it, it will go down south and stay on the western edge, making it difficult to sink. So if you don't feel you're able to sink it quickly at the beginning, don't try it until the end. Now there are several groups of ships that spawn. A first wave of cruisers, a second wave of cruisers and a battleship, a fourth set of destroyers,
transport aircraft have arrived. Proceed to evacuation. Protect the aerodrome until embarkation is finished and the transport aircraft leave base Rohan.
and one last group of several ships. And then the Raptor has two escorts, a cruiser and a destroyer. And with each of these groups that spawn, they will give you a target that you need to sink. Except for the destroyer spawn. And here you can see the Omaha is the plane target you need to sink. If you don't sink two out of the 3 waves, you will lose a star. And here I am smoking up to help finish the first wave in preparation for the second wave arrival. Now you'll notice I'm backing up to torp at the cruiser, so I'm not torpedoing at it bow on. And it's more ideal if the first wave spawns on the west side, and I have videos showing why as far as your general strat for Leningrad. Now the first wave is sunk and the second wave has been spotted. And this time you can see the target is the Colorado. And I am moving into position to try and be as effective as possible.
Attention, we intercepted enemy communications. A group of enemy destroyers have been sent to disrupt our repair base. Do not allow them to capture the repair base.
Now the second spawn is heading west, so the best way to attack them for me is go north of them and fire AP into their broadsides. And for the destroyers, you need to have a couple cruisers ready to take care of them when they spawn like this. So now here I have my smoke almost ready, and I'm getting ready to attack. And you'll see the third group has spawned now. And then one other task is you need to save forts. When the operation first came out, you only had to save 2, and then they changed it in patch 0.7.3, making it 3 and upping the bot's power, making it really difficult to 5-star this even in an organized division such as we run in the operations Discord. And then in 0.7.4 they toned it back down a little bit. Toned it down being the bots aren't as strong as they were in the patch before, but it's still annoying to save 3/4 if you're not in a group that knows what it's doing. Now, for the Ranger, if you don't sync it at the beginning, if you're taking Leningrad, now would be the approximate time that you would go searching for it, and normally you would be doing a route something like this if it wasn't attacked. So you would be going down here to look for it.
Крейсер противника потоплен.
Now if you notice, I've used my smoke consistently, and one of the main advantages of the Leningrad is your ability with its speed to move around the map as needed. And the key thing with playing a destroyer in this is positioning. Now with everything sunk except the 2 escorts for the Raptor, we are all now headed to attack them, although there isn't enough time to sink them. And if you wanted a time reference for this replay, remember patch 0.8.0 was the patch that dropped at the beginning of 2019. So this was the patch before at the end of 2018. I do not know what changes they will make to the operation when it comes back out. As the time of this replay, Raptor Rescue is on public test server, and they are obviously testing using aircraft carriers and operations. And let me know what you think. We'll see what they do to change. Thank you, and see you around.